I remember going over to my girlfriend's house a few years ago, and she said that her neighbor uh, just had a baby, and she's so proud of the baby. And the baby has such a cute name. I says, what did the your neighbor name the baby?" And she said, "Oh, Gunner." And I said, "Gunner? Who the hell? Who the hell will name their kid Gunner? Where did that come from? Does she have a relative named Gunner?" "Oh no, no. Her husband uh, likes uh, punk rock or whatever it is, and one of the people in the band is named Gunner, and he really likes that name, so he decided that they'd name their son Gunner. I think it's a nice name, Ron." I said, "Are you crazy? No one wants to be called Gunner. You go to school, is Gunner here?" "Yes, I'm Gunner." Who the hell would call their kid Gunner, for crying out loud? Don't you parents think about the dramatic uh, thing that's going to be on your kid when they go to school? I mean, Ron, Ronald. "Hey, is Ronald McDonald here?" "Yeah, Ronald McDonald's here. How about that, buddy?" That reminds me of school. When I was in junior high, in physical ed class, we were learning about wrestling and how to pin people and different things. Anyway, I was supposed to wrestle against some. He was a jerk. He was I don't know what you call it, a hood. Uh, Tough guy. He's one of the tough guys, of school. And anyway, in my gym class, he was there. Can't remember the guy's name, but there were several of the tough guys in my gym school that were my age. I wasn't a tough guy, but this guy that I was supposed to wrestle was a big tough guy. And anyway, I used to be teased and stuff by these assholes, and so I knew that I had one chance when I got on the mat with this guy, with this big tough guy. I knew that the other tough guys, his buddies, his friends, would be watching how simply this guy could pin me, and they'd make fun of me, what a wimp I was. So I studied up. I studied up on uh, wrestling and how to pin somebody, and just a few moves and different things. And so I got up against this guy on the mat in front of everybody else in the gym class. And this guy, everybody kind of snickered. "Oh, this guy's going to pin Ron and nothing flat." I did my homework, boys and girls. I did my homework. So I got out there, and I was going back and forth with him. He'd almost pin me, and I push him off me or whatever. Then all of a sudden, I thought, well, I knew this going into it. I thought, if I need to pin this guy, that's why I did all the studying. I need to pin this guy to get these guys off my back for the rest of the school year. And so I played with him a little while, letting him think he was going to pin me, and then I push him off me or whatever. Then all of a sudden, I decided I was going to pin that son of a bitch. So I did, just like that. Boom. The guy was almost ready to, to say uncle. So I pinned this guy. I made him look like an absolute fool. Hey, they never bothered me again. In fact, they were friendly to me. You know. But it's strange. You take the toughest guy in the school and you beat the crap out of him. Oh, what's that? He's your buddy. I knew I knew of a guy that went to prison. So I had a friend that told me this story. Anyway, this guy was a real estate agent, and he went to prison for some shenanigans that he pulled in the real estate business. Anyway, I had the president of a title company that I was good friends with told me this about this guy. His name was Bliss. And anyway, he went to prison and he was scared. He was scared shitless. All these tough guys in prison. He didn't stand a chance. He didn't want to be anybody's boyfriend. So anyway, he decided. makes me laugh when I think about it. he looked around and he found the toughest guy that everybody was afraid of in prison. You would never cross this guy, else you'd end up dead. So when he picked up he picked out the toughest guy that everybody respected, that nobody wanted to mess with, and he went up to this guy and he said, "Look," he says, I'm in prison, of course, and I don't stand a chance in prison. Everybody's bigger than me, everybody's stronger than I am. I don't stand a chance." And he says, "I would like to be your friend. You don't have to hang out with me or anything, but I'd like you to protect me from everybody else in prison because I'm scared. I'm not going to last my sentence in here." And this guy said, "This is what I'm willing to do, and I can only do it once for you. I'm not rich. My family's not rich. I can't do it over and over again. I can only do this one time for you. But I'm willing to do this and to sacrifice this for you if you'll protect me while I'm in here." And this guy says, "Yeah, what do you have in mind, He says, "I want you to tell me what you want more than anything else inside prison, inside your cell, what you would like to have." And the guy thought, he says, "I want a big TV." And anyway, so they uh, decided what the TV would be and different things, the size of it. Anyway, so this guy, Bliss, he had this he had this TV delivered to this tough guy in prison, and the tough guy honored the request, and he told he didn't let the other people know that it the guy, the Bliss, gave him the TV to have these other guys back off. He just I guess a couple of weeks later, when he was getting picked on, this tough guy says, "Look, I like this guy, and anybody that picks on him is going to come through me. It's going to have to deal with me." And so his sentence, the time he spent in prison, the guys never picked on him, never bullied him, because he was smart enough to pick out the strongest, toughest guy that everybody was afraid to mess with and give him a TV. Think, boys and girls, think. Anyway, sometimes you have to do things in life to get by, Anyway, the last little while I've been doing some research, and it never seems to blow my mind. Some of the names that people call people, you know, like getting back to this Gunner. Well, what did you name him? The kid's name's Gunner. What the hell's a gunner, you know? Was he a machine gunner? Anyway, so I look at these names like here's a guy's name, Phil Phillips. Now, can you imagine the process of a parents talking about before the birth of the child, you know? Well, let's say they know it's a boy. Well, what should we name him, honey? Let's see. Well, our last name's Phillips. Let me think. How about John Phillips, honey? No, not John Phillips. No. How about Scott Phillips? Scott Phillips? No. How about Corey Phillips? No. Hey, I got it. Phil Phillips. Hey, that's a great name. It's like John Johnson. Huh? Eric Johnson? No, not Eric. Blaine Johnson? No. Hey, I've got a John Johnson. Who are these parents anyway? Are these parents knuckleheads? Idiots. Hey, here's a tidbit of information you'll get nowhere else on YouTube except this channel. Did you know that in the olden days, before I was born, sometimes, let's say there would be a John, and then there'd be John's son over here, you know? So one of the neighbors would say, well, who's this? Who's that boy? Oh, that's Johnson. That's John's son. That's John's son? Yeah, that's John's son. So all of a sudden, from there on out, he would be called Johnson. Get it? John's son. It's like David's son. Peter's son, Peterson. And I swear that's how some of these names came in existence. That guy over here, that boy over there, what's his name? That's John. You mean that kid over there by the fence? Oh, that's Johnson. That's John's son. And then he would be called Johnson. You get it? You get it, boys and girls? That's a lesson in genealogy for you people that don't understand what's going on. Most of you people don't know what's going on, huh? I was listening to a person on YouTube the other day that was a, what do you call it? It's somebody that can, she was a body language expert. And anyway, and she was real. She was some kind of a doctor in it. You know, she had a title. She was a body language expert. And some guy that was interviewing her said, well, what do you think about Jan? You know, the press secretary or whatever that gives news briefings in the White House every day. Now, I'll tell you what I think of Jan, whatever. Jan, I think it is. I think that she's cute. I think that she thinks that she's cute. She has a nice figure. She has nice mannerism. She has a nice sense of humor. Those are the pros. The cons, she circles back. If she can't answer a question, she says, "Oh, I'll circle back on that. I'll get back to you on that. I'll circle back on that." She can never answer questions. She always talks in circles. Sometimes she doesn't even answer the question that was brought up originally. And but she's nice, but she doesn't answer questions. She's an expert at not answering questions. Anyway, this other than being a Democrat, I think she's a nice woman. But this idiot of a body body language expert, the guy was saying, "Well, what do you think about Jen?" Well, I think when she does this with her hair, she has hair that goes down to her shoulder length hair, red hair. But she does the best she can. I mean, she does the best that she can with her looks and with her hair and different things. And it's not like me where you wake up every day and you're damn good looking. She has to work at it. But anyway, so she at times during the press conference, she tucks her hair back. Of course, it goes back down again. But she does it all the time. She goes. And the lady that was the expert, quote unquote expert, body language expert, boys and girls, she says the reason she does that, it's a flirt. She's flirting with the audience. She's flirting. And when she does this, it's very sexual. It's a very sexual thing. And she's flirting. And she's drawing the attention off of the question and off of the answer. She's drawing, and off of herself, she's drawing at that, she's drawing from the answer she's giving to her sexuality. She's answering the question, she's looking like this. Well, eyes of the audience are actually, they're going to this part of her body instead of what's coming out of her mouth, And then she says now, and then she also, besides doing this, she goes like this. Now, when she goes like this, she's upset at the press, the person in the press that is asking her such a hard question. She goes like this, and she's actually sticking her tongue out at the person for asking such a hard question. Like, I hate you. And this is the so-called expert, boys and girls. Here's what I think of the expert. This is my body language to the expert. I think she's full of crap. When she goes like this, it's not that she's trying to flirt and be sexual. She's trying to make sure that her hair isn't kind of dangling, and I mean, she probably knows it isn't, but she does it. She's used to the habit of doing that. It's like me going like this all the time, and I know damn well there's not a burger up there. But I do it anyway. Why? Because I like to flip it on people. That's why. I'm driving down the street. I look at somebody. I pull up at a red light, and I go like this. And I flip it on them. Not really. Just up here I do, And as far as she going like this, she's not sticking her tongue out at people. Her lips are dry, and she's trying to moisten up her lips. That's what it is. Hey, language or body language expert, come here, I'll tell you a few things. She's going like this, it's not sexual. She's just trying to move her hair, around her ear, for whatever reason. And when she goes like this, she's not sticking her tongue out at people, body language expert. Her lips are dry, and she's just kind of moistening her lips up so her lips aren't so dry. That's the reason, body language expert. it just never doesn't surprise me. Well, it does surprise me. It surprises me that people are so damn dumb. Idiots. But see, I give you these tidbits of information so you don't have to be a dumb person. You don't have to be dumb. You don't have to be stupid. You don't have to be a moron. You don't have to be ignorant. You can be smart and you can be hip. Say, I already knew that. Well, how did you know that? That's a difficult thing to know because Ron told me about it on YouTube. That's how. Duh. Bunch of losers.